Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Well, it's all over after Super Tuesday, and John Kerry is the winner, and he's got the rundown.
And Sam, the teachers filed their initiative petition yesterday. Things just keep happening from this opinion from the Attorney General. And today we talked to Bernie Anderson, teacher and assemblyman. And then we talked to Leif Reid. Just how many brothel permits does Story County have? Sam?
And coming up on the Power Pundit panel today, Ray Hagar, Bilyeu, and Scott Craigie. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch us straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1, have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp, have a sip, try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's Client Vendor Screening Program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we welcome Bernie Anderson, who's an assemblyman, heads up Judiciary, and it's a pleasure to have you here as always. And your health is doing a lot better, I understand.
Well, Sam is doing 100% better. You know, it's kind of strange that I was on this show, and then 2 days later, the doctor put me in the hospital. And
it happens all the time, I guess. It's a tough show.
So we've gone through all the tests and everything, and things are doing really, really well. And so I'm going to be running again. And
that's what we wanted to know.
The big thing for me is an opportunity to try to serve my constituents once again. And the doctor's indicated that's going to be acceptable, provided I stick on the program and
meaning our program.
Well, you know, it's always a pleasure being on this program.
Okay, let's get to some issues. Teachers Association petition that wants to get funding for Nevada schools to a national level, I believe, by 2012. That's going to cost a lot of money.
Well, you know, dollars are always a big question when it comes to education, and we're going to see that in several different initiatives this time. The teacher initiative is only one of them. And of course, it always is troublesome for legislators because it does in some way tie our hands in how we're going to be able to proceed. But education has to come first. At some point in time, we're going to have to treat kids in this state as if they are the first resort.
Well, Bernie, when we figure the amount, which is $5,000 some odd dollars that we spend per pupil according to this one list, we don't include the money that we spend building schools and a lot of other things, and some states do include that money.
Well, actually, I think that when they make their comparisons, they exclude that, and that they put a commonality of criteria in place, so making their comparisons. Now, of course, Oregon has an unusual structure, so you can't make yourself compare it to Oregon because everything has to be reaffirmed by local taxpayers. But the rest of the states, we really kind of match up pretty even.
What about some criteria as far as what the schools should do and where teachers should be and what students should be doing as far as spending this money?
Well, of course, No Child Left Behind is going to make some very, very dramatic changes in school practices that are going to have some economic impact at the local level in terms of testing, in terms of criteria for teachers. Those economic costs are going to be very, very difficult to measure. But the per pupil expenditure, which is really the key to this, is going to have to be dealt with. And I think the legislature is going to have to face up to its reality. And I think that's what both these petitions are really about.
Excuse me, Sam, but I'd like to talk about the other educational facility that takes so many of our tax dollars and frankly a lot of people feel wastes a lot of it, and that's the Board of Regents and the University Community College System. You're Vice Chairman of the Legislative Commission. They've requested a bill to make some amendments to the open meeting law. You had a session dealing with the Regents during your last meeting. What can the legislature do about the Board of Regents?
Well, it's the Senate's turn to be running the commission, so I'm not a vice chair. I'm an assemblyman. So
I'm sorry.
But that's okay.
I thought you were vice chair.
That's all right. The question is clearly that the university's regents have some questions relative to the open meeting law that we're terribly concerned about in terms of process. The question of overall educational funding, which includes higher education, community college and university system, and the K through 12 system, is a different issue. So I think we're dealing with if you're dealing with the money topic, that's not the question that we're looking at with the regents.
Well, we're talking about people who don't obey the law. We're talking about attorneys. You do chair Judiciary Committee. We're talking about public attorneys who don't advise their bodies to follow the law, and then they use it as a loophole because the body says, well, our attorney told us to do it that way.
I have some concerns with attorneys who do not advise their clients correctly.
And on the Board of Regents, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a concern is that?
Well, in this particular case, it's a monumental concern. Monumental enough that I believe that the Commission will be drafting a piece of legislation to deal with it in some meaningful fashion.
Okay, let's turn to the Attorney General's decision here about who can serve in office. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm always concerned about anything that limits the right of the public to pick the person for the job. Number one, I think that's the, I trust the public to pick who they want to serve. That's the first thing. The second question is, I think about the way the Attorney General's opinion was drafted. Leaves me concerned because it moves the responsibility that there's going to have to be a test case in order to solidify a position on it. And so I think we're all waiting for kind of like the other shoe to drop on it.
Is it likely to be the Attorney General himself who takes it to court to test it?
Well, it would appear to be the case based upon some of the information that came out today.
But Bernie, you teach civics.
Right.
Can we say separation of powers?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, shouldn't we not follow the Constitution?
Absolutely. Separation of power. The separation of power doctrine, however, was designed, and I think that the Attorney General's opinion, which talks to the Federalist Papers, in fact, historically talks about what structure, the concern of the concentration of power in the hands of a few. And so I think that they really were more focused on that, rather than those people who were like school teachers, for example, which in this state and most states have been able to serve in many different capacities. In fact, in some smaller communities, you would not be able to do that.
Are you going to make your students read the 25-page opinion?
We're out of time. He'll answer next time. Back on Nevada Newsmakers with Leif Reid after this.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
Allegra is Northern Nevada's #1 offset printing and digital copying facility.
From disc to destination, Allegra utilizes tomorrow's technology today. We specialize in booklets, catalogs, manuals, newsletters, stationery, and envelopes.
Xerox, Docutech, 4-color printing with Heidelberg Speedmaster, desktop publishing and design, graphic services, pickup and delivery.
If you need printing, Allegra can do it. From disc to destination.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, over the past few weeks, we've been continuing to bring you the stories from Story County concerning the brothel in the business park, or next to the business park, which is owned by Lance Gilman, who is also one of the developers of the business park. And one of the major companies there is DP Partners, who are very upset about this and have made their thoughts well known on this program. And we have another representative from their company today, Leif Reid, who's with the attorney firm of Lionel, Sawyer, and Collins. Things are happening in Story County, and you're not happy about it.
Good morning, by the way.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. We're especially concerned to hear about news that in addition to the relocation of the Mustang Ranch, which, as you know, carries all types of bad associations with it, that as part of that plan, they plan to put 2 additional brothels at that site, so that would be 4 brothels right next door.
Okay, but now
wait.
hang on a second. There are only 3 licenses in Story County that are available. The Old Bridge Ranch has one of them. Gilman is currently operating his brothel with the other, and the 3rd one is inactive.
It's actually 5 under the ordinance.
Is this a new ordinance?
No, the ordinance was modified in 1999 after Shirley Coletti went to jail. You remember that, Story County Commissioner. And their new ordinance allows for 5 brothels, not 3.
Okay. Mr. Gilman has said that he purchased the Mustang Ranch remains, as it were, on eBay, and he plans to make it a museum. He has not announced publicly any intention to turn it into an active brothel.
I think there's a difference between what he's said publicly and what he actually intends to do.
Well, okay, but the bottom line is prostitution is legal in Story County.
That's true. There are many things that are legal in many places, and that's why there are county commissions and local regulatory agencies that make decisions about what's appropriate to put where. You certainly wouldn't want a pig farm or some type of a power plant next to your house. I have my own personal views about whether it's appropriate that prostitution be legal in our state. It's probably irrelevant for this discussion, but...
you would rather it be illegal?
Personally, that's my personal belief.
Because there is huge illegal prostitution in both Clark County and Washoe County, the 2 counties where prostitution is not legal.
I don't think, and you can look at the history of Story County. Prostitution isn't an answer to the fiscal problems that small counties have. If you look at what companies like the company I represent do for counties to bring good business in there, to help diversify the economy, to help bring jobs, real...
Okay, Mr. Gilman has run one of the most successful business parks in the state with the South Meadows Business Park. He says that he continues to bring new customers into the business park, the Reno Tahoe Business Park, which is the park that you're referring to, of which he is a part of.
But that hasn't happened for 2 years. That park has stagnated since this, the first brothel was announced. It has cast a pall over development in that area, and putting 3 more brothels right there is going to make it even worse.
All right, Leif, what I want to know is, can you all file suit? I mean, clearly there was a commitment made in front of a legislative committee that a lot of people would say constituted a verbal contract, and
and others would disagree with that too.
And others would disagree with that, but
that's your guys' job, right, to disagree with
Absolutely.
each other.
If you disagree with it, that's you get both sides on this program.
Get all viewpoints. What are you going to do? You lost the one court case. Are you going to file suit again?
Well, just to clarify, as you know, recently the Supreme Court opined that Gilman's brothel license is invalid. That process eventually, once the rehearing and the remand process is completed before the district court, that's going to have to go back to the Story County Commission for them to make a determination about whether Mr. Gilman is in fact worthy, suitable to hold a brothel license.
But as much as he's doing for the county, how would they find otherwise?
Well,
and at this point, you say that counties are not dependent upon prostitution for revenue. Story County, it looks like they're at this point losing $8 to $10 million of revenue from the business park that has found its way because of the wrong zip code to Washoe County. I'd say they need every penny, and we've had many panelists on the program who come from rural areas who have said that prostitution coexisted with the community very well in places like Elko and Ely, etc., and that they don't see this as a big problem.
Well, let's talk about the circumstances of this park and this location.
30 seconds.
In about 30 seconds. This is a business park that was built and intended to attract national businesses. National businesses, people from Omaha and Wichita and Peoria don't understand that prostitution can't conceive of the idea that that could be legal. They're not
along
going
with
to
drinking and gambling.
Well,
and the other recreational
drinking and
activities
gambling are legal
and
in
so
almost every state in the nation. Prostitution is not.
Right.
And
But
prostitution,
it is in Story County.
It is in Story County, and it perhaps is appropriate. That's the county's determination. In certain locations, our contention is you don't want it built there because it hurts the county much more than it helps the county.
I would be very curious to hear from Story County, from the commissioners, if they would be in favor of having 5 licenses, because that would be a considerable amount of money into their coffers. You're welcome to come back, but we're out of time.
I'd love to hear
We'll
that.
be right back on Nevada Newsmakers.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Andy Engleman.
And we continue the spirited debate here with the pundit panel, and we're joined today by a terrific panel as always. Bill Bilyeu, an attorney. We've got Ray Hagar here from the Reno Gazette-Journal, and Scott Craigie with Alrus Consulting. Hey. Pleasure to have all of you here. Andy, you wanted to start off with school initiatives.
Yes, we had the teachers filed their initiative petition tomorrow to bring education up to the national average according to a list. Ray, I want to start with you because you did a story on this, and you're also looking at education first, which is one reason why Scott Craigie's here today. Quickly, gentlemen, will the teachers initiative come to fruition, and will it hurt education first?
Well, number one, I think the Gibbons initiative has a lot better chance of coming to fruition. The problem with the teachers initiative is you have a heavy price tag on this, which could be about $500 million a year, and we just got out of a tax fight for $800 million a year over 2 years, and this I just can't see the state coming up with this kind of money that the teachers want unless they raise taxes or take the money from social services.
Scott, are you worried that when people go to sign your petition, they might sign the other one by mistake?
Well, actually, we've been collecting signatures at a spirited pace, and in fact, the numbers have just grown. I mean, the rate at which we're collecting signatures has grown significantly. We're at half point. We're halfway through getting our 50,000 plus signatures. We start going to the rurals this next week, and it literally is, the pace has grown faster and faster. It's the people that do the signatures say it's the quickest sign they can get. They've done them in past years with other initiatives, and people just go right to it. So, in terms of the confusion between the two, yeah, it's a problem now because none of us have really been out doing the advertising and informing the general public of what all the issues are. But I think people will see they're two very distinct and different questions. They're both linked to education, but ours is much more conservative and really tries to maintain the status quo. The other is to take a major step forward, and people can decide what they want.
Should people be warned not to listen to what the petition people tell them it is, but to be sure and read it?
Well, I suppose that's a good idea. You might just want to ask, is it going to cost more money? Now, that's one thing that separates the two.
Yeah, Bill, you got a twinkle in your eye.
Theirs does.
I think Scott's right in the sense that the one petition I think stands a pretty good chance of having the signatures, and the second petition, I mean, that which is basically says we have to fund in national average, I would be diametrically opposed to it.
I don't think they're going to voters will get confused because number one, the Gibbons initiative is already halfway to the gate where they have enough signatures. They may have enough signatures in 3 weeks. The teachers initiative, they have yet to start collecting signatures for their petition, and I think theirs is going to go right down to the June 15th deadline. I think that the Gibbons initiative, they got out of the gate fast. This thing is like growing like a snowball going down a mountain, and I don't think that they're going to clash.
The teacher's petition too has some potential unintended consequences, and Scott may want to comment on this. Is that coming in tandem, if you will, with the education first? It may be seen as overreaching, over-grasping on the part of the teachers union. And the public may well get turned off by that, much the same way I think that some of the public got turned off by the heavy-handed tactics that the gaming industry used in this last session.
You mean it's going to be termed "No Teacher Left Behind"?
Yeah, right. No teacher left behind.
All right, we don't have a lot of time left. So I want to change the subject here. John Kerry obviously has come out later here, but are the two words that scare him more than George Bush Ralph Nader?
I don't think Nader is going to be the factor that he was in the last presidential election. He does not have the organization that he once did, and I don't think that his message is as strong as it was 4 years ago.
And I somewhat disagree. I agree with Ray's position that he's not going to be in as many states. The concern that I have is that he is going to take away a very liberal group that naturally goes to Kerry. This is going to be a tough election. First of all, the Republicans can outspend Kerry and the Democrats probably 8-1 or something, and it's going to be very tough running against somebody who has the president has found a way to tickle the interest of the far right and turn out people that are very loyal in huge numbers. He's got a mass market approach to basically a small population, but he's able to turn them out nationwide, and he's going to have the money to do it. It's going to be a tough and close election, and anytime you take a major segment out of one side, you run the risk of losing the election.
We don't have much time left, and I want to get this in. Senator Ray Rawson this morning announced that he was going to resign his $190,000 position with Southern Nevada Community College. He's running for re-election for the state Senate against Bob Beers. It's a very tough race. Quickly, gentlemen, because we're just about out of time, why would somebody give up $190,000 to run for a seat in the legislature?
Well, in the first place, the guy's given up half of that salary every year for the last 19 years, and he believes in the principle that the AG has had that he shouldn't serve.
Maybe he already has enough money. I don't know.
And on that, we got to go. We're out of time. Sorry, Ray, you come back. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
I tell you, John, this industry has really changed.
Tell me about it.
You seem to do pretty well last year. What's your secret?
No secrets. Although I'll tell you something. The smartest thing I did was sign up with Pro Group Management.
Really? Yeah, they do workers' comp, right?
Yeah, their services are great. And get this, they saved me 30%. I've heard they saved others 50%.
That works for me.
Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
A big show tomorrow.
Yes, Harvey Whittemore and George Harris.
Wow, we'll have to get some extra oxygen in here.
He's an Harvey Whittemore wannabe. Thanks for watching.